fitter, willing, but they wasted all their time telling all these good men, oh no, you're not my type, and I need a man that's gonna do all this stuff for me. You too broke for me. Y'all brag about the fact that y'all don't cook. You brag about the fact that you're not cleaning for nobody. You brag about the fact that you're selfish. You brag about all these things that are contrary to what a man wants. What happens is they start approaching that wall. Once they are approaching that wall, or once they hit it, they already got kids. They're not in their prime anymore. And then they get frustrated. They try to convert other women and try to convince other women that they also don't need men, because now they no longer qualify. Now what are you left with? You're broken, used, washed up, your self-worth, your dignity, all of that done gone. Now what you gonna do? You love talking about yourself, and you could do bad all by yourself, and it's all about me, and because I'm the prize. Where are your results then? If you the prize, who the prize winner? You the prize, where is the collector of the prize?
All right. That beat behind it.
You're just killing it.
Y'all pick me's getting on my nerves, but go ahead. Take this away. I hate pick me bitches, man.
Well, so one of the things that she's saying is, that there is a wall, right? And I think the ladies have pushed back against that vehemently, right? Which is why we had a woman saying it instead of having a man saying it, because then it would be misogynistic. But I guess the question that's coming here, right, is there a self-serving morality, right? Because I got that term from the sociologist. It's trying to understand. It's like, where is this pushback that's coming from the older men that want to marry younger women? And I went through YouTube's this weekend, and I saw like a lot of women saying like, I could date men that are way older, but men my age don't want to date me. So where is what's the limit? I guess is the question that we have here, because we had the 53-year-old guy that was on Our Brother That's at Charlotte, looked like he's in Miami for a minute now, where he asked a question, and the 53-year-old guy was like, I want to date a woman between the age of 37 and 40, which is very, very specific. That's gonna be a very, very small window that he's trying to hit there, but maybe he's Dan Marino of dating. Yeah. Right. So,
and that's not bad. Yeah. But I'll get there later.
Yeah. But it's like, okay, what is the limit, and why is it offensive to anyone?
You talking about the age limit of dating?
The age limit, the age gap, like, because this conversation, it keeps bubbling back up. So it's like, all right, I need answers now, right? Because I don't care. I personally do not care if it's two adults and you're not in school, right? You're beyond college.
Why they gotta be beyond college?
Because that's school. Like a senior in school. I mean, if you're a senior,
if I'm 21, 22,
you practically done in college anyway. Like, what is the limit?
So 18 and 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds is off. But
I'm talking about for older men. We're talking about a 53-year-old guy.
Okay.
Or a 50-year-old woman. Like, what is the limit? Because everybody's offended, and I'm like, okay, well, what's the scale? Because some people we're offended for, and then some people we're not.
Are we talking about what this woman just put on this video, or are we going to just jump to? Because obviously this is going to lead.
Yeah, this is what it's going to lead into what we're going to talk about, right? Yeah. But it's like, okay, so
here's the thing. Yeah. This woman is talking about a wall.
Yeah.
A wall that exists for men and women.
Yes.
It is, but she's talking about it from a let me kick women back in.
Yeah. Again, it's this invisible wall, and it seems to be being moved on both subjects. So it's like, do we have a consensus here, or we throw it out when it's somebody that we don't like? Like, which one is it? No,
I think it is a consensus. I think that when you get into predator level, the consensus is clear. And let's start here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this woman. You did a video. You're saying, hey, women get to this wall. And we all see it. We all see that women get to have fun from the age of 18 to about, and I'm not even trying to be funny. If you look good, you could shoot it all the way up to 33. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm keeping it real.
But some can shoot it beyond that. But for the vast majority.
So it's like that. All right. You know when they say,
that Dan Marino window.
Exactly. But for the majority of y'all.
For the majority, yes. You're right.
For the majority of y'all, that window stops at like 27.
It's Alex Smith.
But for the top 15% of y'all can get to 33. And then something happens where you say, yo, I want to be married and start a family. And then you look around and your standards do not match. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Sis, I ain't gonna say your name because I really rock with you, but she hit me up. She's about to be 35, and she's telling me about this dude she's talking to, and she said he had 2 kids. I said, you gotta run. You gotta run. And you know what she said? I'm about to be 35. I'm going to be with a man with a child. Like, I know that.
And she's probably right, because you're not going to have a lot of 35 to 45-year-old men without kids.
Without a kid. So I got that, right?
Or women. Matter of fact, even more so with women.
Yeah, so I was like, damn. And it didn't hit me that, damn, I turned 35 this year, right? Yeah. But I remember, and I'm going to take it off of her now, but I remember her and her group of friends. I'm going to throw all them bitches in the pool. I remember when we were in college, they was having the time of their life, which is what we always doing, right?
And I think that's fair. I think women definitely get to enjoy the first part way more than the guys.
Absolutely.
And I don't see a lot of, well, these new age guys are complaining, but guys, when I was growing up, like, it wasn't something that you really complained about. It was something you knew that you had to build yourself up, and you was going to have to compete, and you didn't know when that good time was going to come.
Before we get back to arguing, I'm going to tell you why. When I was younger, Mike, and I'm 22 in college. Yeah. And I'm going to say, not you, but maybe let's say you was driving around and you at the party and it's 22, 24-year-olds. And let's say you 30. When you come in, you have a car. Some of us.
Oh, dude, you remember I went back to school. So I went back to school at 28 years old. I was driving an Infiniti G35 coupe
exactly
on 22s.
Absolutely.
20s. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like I had to like be like, nah, I'm good. Like I'm not.
Yeah. So when I'm going to class and I'm going to the club, you know, they leaving us on the floor. Nothing is funnier than when you go out with your homegirls to the club, you know, because you're in college, and they leave you on the floor and they go to the section.
They're gone.
And it's like, damn, it's cool. You understand that, right? Yeah. So anyway, going back to that. So is there a blanket wall? Yes, it is. I think for dudes, I think that we understand, and this sounds messed up, a kid doesn't ruin our wall. A kid do ruin a wall for them, for women.
One kid does it for a man. If you have multiple kids, that's gonna put a stop to it. If you have multiple baby mamas, that's gonna put a stop to it.
But so if I'm 26 and my homegirl's 26, she has a kid and I have a kid, I'm still gonna be able to talk to any woman I want to. It might slow up for like a year, but for her, she's like the plague until she can prove to the world that, yo, I got my shit together, and I don't, you know, it's a whole different ball game for her. And I get that, because I saw my homeboys who had a kid. First of all, men can hide kids. Men can act like they don't exist. Now, it's up to the women for y'all. If a man get a kid over on you, that's between you and him. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But it's easier to do. With the chicks, it's like, yo,
the kid is there.
I know a chick right now. She fine as hell.
Yeah.
Her ass is in Dubai. And me and my wife talking about her, and I said, yo, where you think her kid at? Because she used to always post a kid. She ain't post a kid ever. And I know she in Dubai because I got a Snapchat location, and she across the water.
Kid, you know what's
she
funny?
Probably getting shitted on, but anyway.
The kid is probably with their dad. That's the funny part. The kid is probably with the father.
Why she getting shitted on in Dubai, and it's cool. Like, y'all went to that. But so let's get to it. The topic that me and Mike, we gonna bring to the forefront is that now everybody's talking about Jalen Green of the Houston Rockets is dating Draya, Mike's girl.
Yeah, Draya and Brittany Renner are my women. Like they are my girls, bro. And Tiana Trump. Right? But here's the thing. The reason why that's the point. Like, the reason why I bring these women up is because these are super attractive women that if you ran across a woman that looked like them and you did not know that was Draya, Tiana, or Brittany Renner, you're at the bar, you're at the Ritz, you sit at the bar, and that woman sits next to you and she's interested in you, most men are fucked. Right?
Absolutely.
And these behaviors that they have are the behaviors that will destroy you as a man. So there's a reason why I bring these ladies up. And like Tiana, I definitely want to hang out with you. Like, just all period, point blank. I had this no joke. But you know, like Draya, I think Draya is super attractive.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, I think she's holding in the rope. She's definitely in that Dan Marino window.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I think Brittany Renner's look like she's more the Alex Smith window, but you know,
she's going off on the deep end.
Yeah, she's going off on the deep end, and that's why I like bringing these type ladies up, because most of the time, as men, super attractive means good to us. Yeah. And it's like, yo, that's really, 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 really not the case. Now, what we're talking about today is Draya is 39 and is reportedly could be pregnant by Jalen. I haven't seen anything confirming that, so let's definitely use
her stomach
allegedly.
did look a little pudgy, and I think they came out with her at another show, and she definitely looked pregnant. But I don't know, and I think it's nasty to put a baby on somebody if you don't know. And I'm going to talk from the standpoint today that she's not. I think it's nasty you dating a 21-year-old, but I've stood on this hill many times in our group chats.
Yeah, you have, because I do not. I'm not going to infantilize adults. I can't do it, because if Jalen Green wanted to go into a Vegas casino right now and put his whole checking account on the roulette table, lose it all, and then get a marker for that exact same amount and become indebted into a Vegas casino, while life ruining, while stupid mistake, while young, he'd be accountable for all of that.
Absolutely.
So when I see, so look, if he wants to date Draya, right, that I've clearly just said is extremely beautiful, but extremely problematic.
Yeah.
Jalen Green is about to learn an extreme life lesson.
I call Draya a predator. Let me be clear. I call her a predator because she knows what she's doing.
She's definitely taking advantage of.
So that's, to me.
But here's the thing, though. That predatory behavior, like we've romanticized it on Instagram now. What woman does not want to take advantage of a rich simp?
Well, so that's the thing. I'm not comparing her to most women, and I'm not gonna put that on women. I
didn't say women. I said the Instagram. What's going on right now on Instagram?
I'm not gonna put it on them. I mean, they would. We believe that simps serve a purpose, and that if people get on our comments all the time and be like, they love simps. And me and Mike have came on here and said, we understand why.
I understand. Simps are rich.
Yeah, they do, and they don't have
rich.
a problem spending. But I can't even call him a simp because I don't know if he's a simp. I just know he's a wealthy man. And his brain ain't developed yet. I'm sorry. Let's keep it real. Man. Like, he's 21. And this is what I say. You know what we laugh at? The problem I have here is that we get on these platforms and we know some women are snipers. We might not know them to the level of Draya, Bernice, Brittany. I don't know about Tiana and who she's dated, but we've seen these women be
Tiana's like a nice girl. She was out with Kai Cent. So do we think that Tiana is preying on Kai Cent?
I think he paid her.
I absolutely think he paid her.
So then I call it sex work.
So
I think you paid for box.
So with Draya, is Jalen Green in a sense paying for it? Like
I don't know. They seem to be dating.
Here's the thing, right? We know that Draya is a sniper, right?
Fact.
So if we want to call fiduciary predatory women snipers, right? Like we want to say like, yo, this is what they're doing. There used to be a name for it. It used to be gold diggers, right? It used to be women that's all they mess with are athletes, right? And that's all Draya mess with. We've seen Draya mess with, right? On the blogs, is mess with athletes. So in that sense, like, yes, it is predatory. But if we infantilize, these grown men that can make, all these decisions that they're making on their own, right? PJ Washington, we know that, like, yo, that was not a great decision, right?
Yeah.
And he went and almost made the same thing again, right? Instagram, baby out of wedlock, but I think he married her.
Yeah, he married her.
So it's like, as a young man or a young woman, you're going to make mistakes, right? I don't really want to sit here and say that, like, hey, well, you would prevent that mistake if we would have, I don't know, what are we going to do? Build an invisible wall? Are we going to raise, like, hey, outside of this age range, you shouldn't date somebody. Like, we can't do that. We can't build guardrails to stupid decisions.
We can't, but I can look at Draya and say, let me tell you why I think Draya is a predator. This guy is, you skipping 2 generations down to date a man. If a $300 million contract wasn't coming up next year, do I think you was dating him? If I think he was the 21-year-old at McDonald's, do I think you would be dating him? Absolutely not. If he was a 21-year-old working at McDonald's making $19,000 a year versus a guy who after state tax is going to be making $19 million a year, I don't think you'd be dating him. So A, I think you with him because of money. 2, it gets predatory level because he is 20 years, younger than you. So then when we get there and you fucking a dude that can, him and your son just got ID'd at the same bar together.
And that's distasteful, right? Like,
that's predatory. Let's call it.
So if you say, well, Gavin, if we say that's predatory, then what becomes the limit, right? Is it 20 years? Is it till young men and women turn 25? Like, there's a laundry list of dudes that we could talk about, right?
And I think we always do.
Like,
I do.
Like Kanye and his wife, right?
Okay.
He's in his 40s. Is that predatory? I mean, she actually might be a victim. They be looking crazy.
They do. You'll see how this bitch dresses.
she might be a victim. So, all right.
Hold on, I'm gonna let Mike get another example.
Terrible example. All right, Rick Ross and Christina Mackey. Do we think that she's a victim?
Yes.
She is not a victim.
Well,
she is posting pictures on his birthday of things that he has bought her.
Well, let me put it like this. Guess why she's not a victim?
Because she's being paid.
Yeah.
So
Dude,
if you agree to sex work, not a victim.
I don't think
but if you want to take the stripper out of the club and marry her,
Andrea, I don't know Draya to ever be a stripper.
I'm just saying, like, the ideal of if a sex worker, right? So if you're paying, not a victim, right? But if you're just if it seems that you're taking advantage of, I can't do that for adults, man.
I get that, but here's my issue. When I look at these dudes, I say, yo, what you dating a chick that's 20 years your senior?
Well, I mean, look at Christina Mackey. We know why Rick Ross is dating her, bro. We don't have to sit here and be like,
so here's the thing. She ain't the baddest in the world.
She's attractive.
She attractive.
Body's sick.
He's had more attractive women.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So is he preying on her? Or
I look at some of these dudes, they get women who they know they could just take advantage of. I can manipulate you. I can, like, let's keep it real. Why dudes date younger women that much? I'm not talking about the 7-year. I ain't talking about the 10-year. I'm talking about you creepy ass niggas who say, yo, I'm skipping a generation under me and I'm going one more under that.
I think if you're hanging out at frat parties on college campus, yes,
bro,
creepy.
If he was in college, she'd be at a frat party.
Well, that would okay. To your point, that would be creepy, right? But if you're at a 5-star restaurant, if you're at a high end bar, and a Christina Mackey walks in, you can't be like, well, shit, let me check her fucking ID. Well, that ain't happening, man.
Well, here's the thing, and I've stood on this. Yo, y'all have nothing in common with these chicks besides the fact that they look good and you can take advantage of them.
I don't even think they're taking advantage. Most of these guys are taking care of them.
No, and what comes with that? Power comes over that. Like, we got to stop acting like these dudes date these young girls and they just be like, you know what? I'm going to just be the gentleman that you believe I am, and I'm just these chicks understand.
We've had that conversation of power dynamics, but remember the question that we asked in that pod: what is too much power?
Well, I'm trying to get to that.
Yeah. So what is too much? Like, and then who does the guy date at that point?
So let's take somebody like, and because they tear him up. I know we don't like to act like you don't get seen. Let's talk about how Leonardo DiCaprio has allegedly a 25-year limit, right? They call him a predator every time they get a chance to online, by the way. Every chick they date, when they find out that she's 24, 23, he dumps her at 25, they call him a predator.
But I mean, that's a pattern. So I mean, that's easy. Yeah, that's easy.
So when I look at her, and I feel bad on doing this with Rick Ross because I think Rick Ross is an old rapper, so we can use him, and I'm using this loosely because I don't know the ins and outs of his relationship.
Yeah.
I know that when he has a conversation with one of these young girls who's in her mid-20s, he cannot relate to her on any level. She can't talk education with you. She can't talk business with you. She can't talk finances. She ain't talking about stocks. The bitch can't spell. I know that. She is there because she's there because A, she can listen, and A, she's pretty. Let's just get it out the way. You're not marrying these chicks. You're not having kids with them. It's because she's pretty. Matter of fact, Rick Ross is having a kid with another chick that's not his girlfriend right now. Like, that's the wild shit. So when we circle back around to Draya, I look at it as like, let's say it was reversed. And let's put Draya at 21. Let's put homeboy at 41, and let's let him keep his money.
Yeah.
We know I'm calling him a predator because I'm like, what do you need her for? Is she arm candy?
Okay, so to that point, right? You're 39 years old. You're worth $300 million. You could date who you want, right?
Yeah.
What's the age limit? What's the cutoff, right?
I don't believe, bro. I believe you should date somebody, and I know there's going to be that one example where I get got. I believe, the generation above and below you is free game. I think when you skip that generation, I think it gets kind of weird to me. I just think it gets weird because you got to think, bruh.
You're right. This example is going to get you.
Because think about it like this: would you go date a Gen Z chick right now?
I don't know the generation things. What age range is that?
That's 21 to like 20. It's 26 and below. I think it might be like 25 now.
26 is probably like my limit in my 40s. But using that example, right? When Jay-Z married Beyonce, she was 26.
Yeah,
was he taking advantage of Beyonce?
They just figured that out, and they've been tearing Jay-Z ass.
No, but I'm asking the question. I'm not doing what the fucking bitter brigade talks about. do we actually think that he took advantage of a young lady that had been in the entertainment industry since she was 9, right? I don't think so. I don't think he took advantage of her.
I think people, and we're going to get to music.
I have a better example. Melanie Hobson. All right.
Who is that?
Melanie Hobson is the black lady CEO of Ariel Financial. Like one of the first or biggest, financial CEO. She's the chairman of the board at Starbucks. Okay. Right. So she's the chairman of Starbucks, right? Very important woman. Melanie Hobson married Mr. Star Wars. All right. He is 79.
The white guy. Yeah, the big guy.
George Lucas.
Wife. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
He is 79. She is 54.
What age they get married at?
She got married at 44, but they met when she was in her 30s.
And so
he was in his 60s. She was in his 30s. He was a billionaire at that time, right? Mm-hmm. Who is he supposed to meet, right? Did he take advantage of Melanie Hobson?
Well, you meet people in your same circle.
So that's what I'm saying. So when these guys, right? All right, look, when we meet chicks in the club, that's totally different, right?
And you talking about the 1%, by the way. They don't get married because they find love. They get married for business. Jay-Z and Beyonce meeting each other, and that's a whole deep dive on them meeting each other, them getting married.
But I mean, there's tons of examples. Idris Elba and his wife, like
he's not married no more, so that's a bad example.
That's to me, that's a conversation to have, right? Like the likelihood of staying together
because you can't relate to these chicks.
When you have these shit, nigga, we divorce and we relate, like it's like. Be the same age and get divorced. Like half of us get divorced.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna call it something bad, right? Give me the lines in the sands. Like, what's the line?
I'm giving you,
dude. I am 45 years old. If I was rich and I ran across Christina Mackey, I'm not telling her I'm not taking her out.
You taking her out? I can see you saying, yo, I want to take a baddie out because you might want to smash. But here's the thing. Building a life with these people, no.
I don't think, and here's the thing, I don't think no man will, right? And even for women, right? The term cougars, where did that come from? We don't use it anymore now.
Nah, because that was like a 10-year gap. That wasn't the 40-year-old dating the 20-year-old.
That was definitely when I was in college, I definitely had a cougar.
Bro, let's keep it real. The amount of men who were messing with cougars is probably like 5% of dudes that we know.
I think
it wasn't. I
think if you had a deep dive, I think this is a good conversation for when the fellas in Charlotte get back together to find out, like, for each guy, like,
man, niggas be lying.
Dude, we're too old to lie on our dicks now. All right, so when you was between the ages of 18 to 25, like, what was the oldest woman that you had sex with?
Okay, I got you on that.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that when we talking about this, I want men to get in the comments or tell me, yo, let's put the number at 40. What's the benefit? And we skipping a generation. What's the benefit of you dating a 24-year-old? Like, what is that benefit? And I'm telling you, once we get to it, it's not relatability because that's nasty work. It's going to get to, yo, she looks good, and then I can control. It's control.
And so I think for some guys it is control, but
I think for a lot.
But hold on. Me and you have just had a 10-minute conversation about this, and at no point did we ever use control in any parts of
I didn't
of
get
the
to use it, but I'm telling you, I said manipulate earlier. I led with that.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, these niggas be manipulating.
Yeah, I think if you're talking about like dating, I think that men and women could date whoever they want. And you said 2 generations, so 2 generations, what, 18 years?
15
years. Okay.
Yeah.
So like, okay. So if that's the number, right? At what age, right? Because again, what I'm saying is that the outrage, it doesn't outrage all the time. It only outrages then, with specific people. At what age is that outrage done, right? Is it 35? So at 35, a woman can date whoever she wants. At 30, a man can date whoever he wants. Right? Like what age are we saying that this person is mature enough? Because people are at different maturity level. Like, dude, I left home at 18 years old.
Facts.
Right? I've been on my own since 18. At 20, I cannot tell you at 22 while still doing dumb, stupid things. I can't sit here and infantilize myself and be like, man, I was being a kid, right? Like, no, I was out here acting and performing as a grown man. So if it's a maturity thing, I get it, right? If it's, if someone is actually being manipulated, groomed, controlled, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's a conversation. But I think it's a conversation in the sense of, if you look at Cassie and you look at Carisha, mm-hmm. right? Is that the same thing?
Yeah, I think it's very much the same thing.
Yeah, like
I think everybody was looking at Cassie like blink twice if you need to get out. I think everybody was looking at Carisha when Diddy is getting these Lifetime awards and you up there with a 12-year-old football sign at the award show. It's like, yo, we know what Diddy is with her with. Diddy had her baby on this chick, dog. Like, and these chicks be sticking around. And you think that we've heard Diddy. We have songs that we love where Diddy is screaming on artists. Do we think Carisha get to go home and say, hey, no, I'm not doing X, Y, and Z? No. Do I think Chrissy Mack, whoever Rick Ross ain't getting pregnant, having kids with? Do I think she get to walk in and say, I'm putting my foot down? No. Do I think, and here's the thing.
Yeah.
I have a son. You have a son.
Yes.
If our son brung Draya home and he's 21, about to get $300 million, and Draya walking around with a pudge in her stomach, are we looking at him and saying, you know what? This is okay because you are fully mature enough to know what you're doing?
We would not say it's okay, but we would
tell him to leave Draya early.
Exactly. We would have said at the beginning of it. But
yeah.
But when you tell a young man to do something, like, you know, there were times when we was 21 and our pops and moms told us to do something and we went in the opposite direction.
Facts, but I had Drew and Ezra to be like, your mom and dad is correct.
Yeah,
and I left that bitch.
But sometimes we still went out. How long after did you leave? How many more times did you hit before you left?
To be fair, I met Mike at 21, so a lot of the shit that he's saying that he did, I did not get to do.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like a lot of it is so. Is it the best thing? Is it distasteful? You say it's predatory. All right, fine. But where's the line in the sand? That's all I'm saying. I'm saying that we don't come to. It's like it moves based upon, like, you know, the information that's in front of us.
Absolutely.